A huge welcome, one and all, to Live with Ruark. That's right. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to all viewers from our social media channels Instagram, Facebook, from around Singapore, even from overseas. I see that we have people tuning in from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Russia, from the UK. Fantastic. A huge welcome to one and all. On behalf of Ruark Audio, we want to wish everyone safety and health during this unprecedented time. We are glad to be able to come to you digitally via live stream, and we hope that you stay safe and healthy during this time. Now, this is our second Live with Ruark session. If you have not yet watched the past session, it's available on our Facebook page. Speaking of which, our pages on Instagram and Facebook. If you're there right now, hit a like and stay connected with us. Now, my name is Daniel Singh, and I am your host for Live with Ruark. I am a vocal coach located in Singapore. I train singers here in Singapore and overseas. I have been doing this for about 15 years. I do in-person voice lessons, and I teach online via Skype and FaceTime. And I'm also a product advocate with Ruark Audio Singapore for Ruark Audio Singapore. And as you can imagine, in my line of work, we're hearing singers, studio recordings, live performances. That's our job. Where we spend so much time hearing singers and recordings. And you can imagine that for myself as a vocal coach and for singers in general, we're very particular about the kind of speakers that we listen to our music through. And so we're going to have a great session today. We have the honor of having with us again tonight the founder and managing director of Ruark Audio, Mr. Alan O'Rourke himself. He's joining us live from the UK. Alan, good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, Daniel. How are you all?
We're staying as safe as we can. And how's everything in the UK?
Everything is good. The sun is shining. It's a bit cold at the moment. We're waiting for it to warm up a bit, not like it is in Singapore. But now we're all fine. We're all keeping our 2 meter distancing, but we're just looking forward to, as I said, going out to eat in a restaurant again. That would be a real luxury. Now, hopefully soon, but I don't think so for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're living in truly unprecedented times, and it's just it's what a privilege to be able to be with you and be with our viewers online digitally like this. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing. I think video calling, video conferencing, we've used it more over these last few weeks than ever, and it's going to. I think everyone's thinking differently about how the future will be.
Yes.
But one thing we are having a real good vibe. People are getting back into music again.
Yes.
Which is good. People, because being locked away at home, they're discovering music again, which is great for us.
I think that's phenomenal. We have a great show, but just for those who may not know about Ruark and Ruark Audio, hit us up at our first episode. The last session that we had with Alan, we've covered the history of the company. We talked about a little bit about how he and his father actually founded Ruark more than 3 decades ago. That's a long time, Alan.
A long time. It doesn't seem like a long time. It's gone very quickly. That's what's frightening about it.
Yeah. Now, today's live event is all about introducing you to Ruark products in detail. And we're going to be speaking with 2 customers who've got Ruark products. But we're also going to be answering your questions. And so throughout this whole session, if you have any questions, please, we've got the comments window open up here. So if you have any questions for Alan, please feel free to type it in and we will pose it to him. Also, during this session, we'll also be announcing the winner for our social media competition. Now, we have a lot prepared for you today, so let's dive right in. The first speaker I'd like to introduce you to is a very special speaker. It's not one, not 2, but 3 years in a row, the very coveted award for Desktop Speaker of the Year in What Hi-Fi magazine, and that's a world's respected publication for music, for audio, and the MR1s. That's the speaker we're going to be talking about. This little baby over here, that's the Ruark Audio MR1, and this product is phenomenal because we're talking about it having a Class AB amplifier built right into this box. Now it's two of them, left and right channels, and again, handcrafted wooden cabinet, walnut finish on the exterior there, huge. There we go, walnut finish with the signature rotodial, Camira fabric. Again, British milled Camira fabric in the front. What I love about these speakers is the clarity, the definition that you get. Plus, it's a Class AB amplifier. Again, I can't emphasize that enough. It's a beautiful amplifier in a beautiful cabinet. And the thing I love about it as well is that, for Ruark Audio, they have a product lineup that fits various price points and usage scenarios. Now, these MR1s, they're desktop speakers. And at the same time, you could actually disconnect the one side and you can take the other side with you. So there are a lot of usage patterns and scenarios that you can have with this. These are beautiful speakers, and we want to talk to Alan about them. So Alan, let's talk about the MR1s. Let's talk about what was the inspiration and the thought behind these speakers.
I think the MR1 was a little bit going back to our roots. It was, we wanted to develop a little proper pair of high fidelity speakers, but something, little speakers that would fit into people's homes easily. And also, we looked at the type of speakers that people were using with computers. A lot of people spend a lot of time on their computers, and there seemed to be an abundance of these little plastic, cheap computer speakers. And a little bit like we did with our R1 radio, when we decided to develop a high fidelity radio, we thought, wouldn't it be good to develop some high fidelity computer speakers? And so we put our knowledge of our loudspeaker years into these and developed these high fidelity drive units with neodymium magnet systems, so very fast, very powerful. And we obviously, the wooden cabinet was designed for acoustic reasons. So really we took a pair of our big speakers and miniaturized them. And the clarity they give, I think people are, as always with our products, when people turn them on, we've had so much positive feedback from them. But they can be used, they have multiple uses. As you said, you can use them with a computer, either side of your TV, or just on their own as a music system for your home.
Yeah, I love it. I have actually a friend of mine who bought the MR1s. And he put them on his computer, and he said, "Man, my gosh, what have I been missing out all this time?"
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so because a lot of people, while they're working, have music on in the background. So
yes.
if it's natural and well reproduced, you listen to more music. That's the thing with it. We want people to listen to more music with our products.
Wow.
So,
okay. Yes, indeed. And listening to more music, we have a special treat for you today. And so we actually have two Ruark customers that have two different Ruark products. So we're going to have joining live with us right now, we have Zachary Lowe. Zachary, are you there?
Yeah, right here.
Fantastic. Hello, Zach. How are you doing?
I'm doing. Is everyone all right? Everyone good?
We're staying safe, and it's just crazy what's happening in the world. But we want to talk about you and your speakers. Now, you're a digital marketer, and Zach, your family bought a Ruark MR1 about 2 months ago, and we have a photo of that to show everyone. But tell us more about how you find the speakers. How are you using the MR1s?
Right. So Well, first off, it was a surprise to everybody when we got the MR ones, right? Like, I didn't know what was in the box when we got it. When I opened it up, the first thing that really struck me was like, this looks like something out of like a Zen house or something like that. It's got a lovely wood touch.
Yes.
And then you plug it in and you're playing music through it, and it really has an amazing sound, right? Seriously. And the way that it's set up in our living room is that there's a digital photo frame right smack in the center. So it's basically like a part of a display piece, if you will, right? And the folks love it. Honestly, it looks great where it is. And over dinner, if it gets a bit quiet, as it does sometimes, cabin fever and all that, right? You got a bit of music to get things on a level. So people are talking and all that, and that's kind of how we use it, and it sounds amazing.
Well, we're just looking at your MR1 setup right now. It looks fantastic. I love how it's just sitting there. It matches the decor so well. Yeah. Fantastic. So Zach, a quick question. It looks great, phenomenal, great photo, by the way. I love the photo.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you, how do you like the Ruark sound, and what specifically do you like about it?
Well, for me, I like songs with bass, right? I'm a young guy. I like bassy songs, but the Ruark speakers. I'm not even kidding when I say this. It's got details and it's got that bass for sure. The bass response to me, it has to be fast and it has to be tight, and the Ruark Demo ones have all that, to be honest. And honestly, if it wasn't in the living room, I'd have it to myself. But it's for the family, so let's just keep it there.
Right, fantastic. Wow. So the bass response you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Now, the details that you're talking about that you don't hear when you hear from other speakers. Could you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a hip hop head.
Yes.
So I like good lyrics. I like a good beat to go along with it.
Yes.
Sometimes when you're listening to music, you don't really catch everything. So like stuff like hi hats.
Yes.
Stuff like the words that a lyricist might slip in.
Yes.
That you don't really notice. With the MR ones, I hear it all.
Wow.
Like really, like I'm listening to music in a different way, you could say.
Right. So you hear details that you never heard before on other speakers.
For sure.
That's great. Great speakers do that. I think, being a vocal coach, great speakers are able to articulate and deliver the same thing that's recorded on that CD or on that MP3 or on that Spotify track. And that's what it's all about: listening to great music and listening to the details that the artist put on it. Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Now we have, of course, Alan, who is the founder of Ruark Audio. And this is a great time, we're thinking, if you want to ask him some questions. So
okay.
Right off the top, I'm putting you in a spot, but I'm going to put you on with Alan. So you're on with Alan. So go ahead and ask Alan any question.
Hello, Zach.
Hi, Alan. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks.
First off, I did not know the weather could be cold in May, so that's a surprise.
If you come to the UK, it can be cold in July or August in the UK. The weather changes all the time. So not like Singapore. You're lucky, you guys.
Yeah. It's consistently hot.
Yes.
Some would call it luck. So the question I have, first off, is wood. Why use wood at all? And if I heard right earlier, it was walnut wood, was it?
Yes. The walnut is the finish. That's the finish we apply.
Okay.
But wood in general is just a great. Musical instruments are made from solid wood. In speakers, we tend to use particle board. It's a great material to either enhance sound or to control sound. So basically, we use it in a manner. It has a nice natural damping when it's used in a speaker. With instruments, it's designed so it resonates. So it's just a lovely, usable material. And through our years of making speakers, we've just really learned how to use it, how to craft it, to produce enclosures which give you this natural sound. So we experiment with the bracing, with the internal damping, but then the finish, obviously, is the veneer. I mean, the veneer adds a surface tension to the wood, so that yet again helps with the clarity. It keeps the surface resonances down. So I think so. It's not only there for cosmetic reasons. And I think we choose walnut because it's just at the moment it's very on trend. It fits well with most decors. As you say, the picture in your home, our products are something which I think enhance. People want nice things in their home these days, so we're very conscious of making products which will look nice in your living environment. So for that, for us, and then when you turn them on, they sound great too. So yeah, that's one. So hopefully that answers that one first question.
It does do. Are you okay if I ask a second question?
Yeah, I think so. If Dan will allow me.
Absolutely, guys.
Awesome. Okay. I've been doing some reading, and apparently there's this thing called sound staging. Right. And I've seen the Ruark Emerald ones, and they sound great in the living room. But I need to know if that's the most optimal use case for it. Is there like a better way that I could be doing it from what you've seen in the photo?
No, I think it's. I mean, speakers, hi-fi has to fit in with your surroundings. I mean, optimally, I say the speakers to get a nice stereo sound stage, they need to be, 5 to 6 feet apart, really. With the back, the back. You don't want the front of the speaker sticking too far back. It should be near the front surface of the shelf or wherever it is. But you can tune them. But the thing we know from our years is that room acoustics are so different. I mean, what's really important to get good sound is make sure your room, and most rooms do, is quite well damped. By that we mean you've got furnishings in soft furnishings, an element of hard furnishings. If you walk into a room and it sounds echoey, you get this. You clap your hands, you can hear it echoing around. Then generally, you're never going to get your speakers sounding right. It might sound good with choral type music or orchestral where you've got that natural reverb anyway, but the sort of music you like hip hop and dance music, you want quite a well damped, so you're not getting that, because reverberation and echo in a room just makes the sound muddled. So I would say, ideally you want the speakers roughly, when you're sitting down, ear height, 5 to 6 feet apart. Further apart if you want to, but that gives you slightly towed in. That gives you the sound stage. But as I said, room acoustics are so important. Making sure your room is well tuned as well.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I know I got to change a few things then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything makes a difference. Everything you do makes a difference.
That's cool. And actually, why the name Ruark? I've never heard of a name called Ruark before.
You can. It has Celtic origins. It's Irish origins. It's our name is Ruark, but Ruark would have been Ruark originally, Rourke. So, and Ruark is a variation. It was my father's idea. He liked the, not so easy to say sometimes, but. It has quite a strong, powerful presence, I think, really. So
it does, yeah.
So we've Ruark audio. Ruark. So it has the foundings in history. It's a Celtic origins, and it's just based around our name.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Zach. Is that it?
Yeah. That was it for me. Thank you very much.
Keep enjoying your products, and we always try, the company. We try this to help customer service. Any questions? Talk to the guys at Ruark Audio Singapore. We'll do always best to look after you. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great set of speakers. I really love them. Like for those listening, strongly recommend you get yourself a set of MR1s for your desktop, for your living room. Yeah, and keep it going over there at Ruark, guys. It's really good.
We're always trying to try and keep it moving. Try to do things better. But thank you very much, Zach. Thank you. You take care.
Thank you. You too.
Fantastic.
Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Zach. And so, yes, Zach with his MR1s there. Now, the next speaker that we have that we want to talk about is Ruark's most flexible speaker, the MRX. Now, you can position these speakers vertically, horizontally, you can use them standalone, you can pair them up as a stereo pair, and you can even do multi-room streaming. And that's what we want to talk about. So we can just go back to Alan here for a minute. Alan, I would love to hear your thoughts on the MRX. Where does this product fit into the line of products? What was your key design inspiration and thoughts and ideas behind this product? Because it's such a unique product. The fact that you can put it vertically, horizontally, you stand them up any way you want. You know, it can be used as a stereo pair, as a mono pair. You can do multi-room sharing.
Yeah, I think you said it was flexibility we wanted. We wanted to make a smart speaker, something that people would want to have in their rooms. It's connected, so it's connected to the internet, so you can control it with an app. We have our own app that you could, but it gives you access to music streaming services such as Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal. You have your option to Bluetooth as well, of course. It's and as you say, you can connect them together, so you can have the same music in multiple rooms. It's all controlled from this application. So it's and we wanted something that could be wall mounted. It can be mounted on a shelf. We see it primarily. We think it fits in very nicely with our products like our R5 and our R7. In the UK, people still think in terms of extension speakers. So people remember when they used to have a stereo system and you used to have speakers A and B on the front, and you could then connect speakers B into the diet so that you would have your and this is very much the way in finding in the UK. A lot of people are buying the R5, which I know we're going to talk about soon, and the R7, and they can take the sound of the R5 and then with the MRX they can have speakers in their dining room, in their conservatory. So it's just it's our smart speaker, our smart speaker, because it looks lovely as well.
Let's just take a look at that MRX. You have one there behind you.
Yep.
That's the little one. Now, so you could use that. You can use that vertically. You can use that horizontally. Now, talk to me about how you can pair them up and change it up. If you buy one and you buy another one later.
Yeah, you could just have one. Yeah, you could just have one on its own. But I think the nice thing about it is that you can then add another one, as you say, have a stereo pair. I think most people probably wouldn't do that. What they would enjoy most about it is the fact they could then add another one into another room. And then, so it allows you, as you walk between rooms, not necessarily to have, there tends to be the thing mostly, I guess not so in Singapore, because you have quite, if you're very rich, probably you have a very big apartment. But I think but for most people, you wouldn't necessarily want to have a system on in one room and you turn it up so when you walk around. MRX allows you to set the level so you walk from one room to another, and it's always, there's a nice level around the home. So, and you can do that all from the app, and it allows you can mute it from the app and change the source from the app. It's and it has internet radio built in as well.
Yes.
So the MRX has internet radio, so you can listen to, if you are, you can listen to stations. So I know in Singapore you have a lot of expats, people living perhaps from all over the world. American guys there can listen with internet radio. They can listen to stations, American radio stations in Singapore.
Yes.
So internet, or we call it smart radio these days.
Right.
it's a really good feature.
Wow. Now we have another Ruark customer joining us live now, and he is a user of the MRX. So let's talk to Matthew. Matthew, are you there?
Good evening, Daniel, and everyone. Thanks for having me on this live event.
Good evening, fantastic. Now, Matt is a CPA and an avid triathlete. And Matt, you bought the MRX for your family recently. So, how are you and your family enjoying using the MRX?
Yeah, my wife was so excited when we got the MRX. She basically placed it in our living room on top of our shelf, right next to our family portraits. And she really likes the walnut cabinet finish of the speaker. So she placed it horizontally and then put a picture or portrait of our family on top of it as well. So
I love that.
That's how we have it in our room.
I love that. That looks like a great photo. And thank you so much for sending that to us. I love how it's so personalized, in the home. Yeah.
So, we really love the design of the speakers.
Yes,
it matches. Yes. It really blends in with our furniture.
So let's talk about the sound, right? Because we know it looks great. So what do you like about the Ruark sound? What specifically do you like about it?
Okay. Well, firstly, we chose the MRX due to the connectivity options. So my wife, she connects to it via Bluetooth because she uses Spotify. I connect to it. Reverse. She connects to it using Wi-Fi. I connect to it using Bluetooth because I use Apple Music.
Yeah.
So it's like the flexibility, and we love the sound that it gives off when we're connecting it to either Bluetooth or via Wi-Fi as well. With my wife, she loves listening to acoustic hits. So she really likes listening to the individual or the sound separations between all the individual singers as well as the instruments.
Yes.
She can hear it extremely clearly.
Yep.
Whereas myself, I'm more of a easily listening guy. So I like everything from Elton John, Kenny Rogers, Billy Joel to Jackie Chan. And so for me, it's just the details that I can hear out of this speaker more than our previous speakers, which is amazing for us.
Right.
And then the current situation where we're all working from home and studying from home, we love having music playing in the background. And then, with Rock or MRX speakers, it gives off a really clean sound, so we don't have that listening fatigue, which we used to have with some of our other speakers. So we're listening to more music now than ever before in the past.
Wow, wonderful, Matt. And as you know, we have Alan, who is online, and he's the founder himself of Ruark Audio. He's the creator of all these products. And so I'm going to hook you in with him, and we'll see if you have any questions for him.
Hello, Matt.
Hey,
you see me now?
Yeah, you guys are on together.
I thank you. What you said was really good. I like the fact that you mentioned about the clean sound gives you less listening fatigue, so you can listen for longer periods. I think that's nothing more annoying than having this sound which is irritating. I think that's the trouble with a lot of cheap systems. They make the sound, but the sound is, because it's not natural, it's fatiguing to listen to. So that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. We really appreciate these speakers, especially in this environment. As I said, all day. So I guess for me, since we love the speakers, we'd like to know how we can use it better. So, as you mentioned, the MRX, you can do it either horizontally or vertically. So, I guess my question is, what's the best orientation for this speaker, and does it need to be a certain distance away from any objects? So you can see on my photo, I've got all these like Lego pieces, family portraits right next to each other.
Yeah, no, I think regarding whether you mount it, you have it sort of horizontally or vertically, that's completely up to you. As we said, we designed the speaker to be flexible. If it's mounted horizontally, you're probably going to get a bit more of a stereo sound stage, because we have this 3D sound built in, which really throws the sound out of the cabinet and gives you this sort of, quite convincing stereo sound stage from this small cabinet. If you mount it sort of vertically, yet again, the 3D sound gives you that sort of nice out of the box sound. So providing it's mounted well, what we wouldn't recommend is putting it inside a cabinet, because in an enclosed space. So you have to as with all speakers, let them breathe. If you put it inside, like deep into a bookshelf, for instance, a very deep bookshelf, then the shelves around are going to reflect the sound. And a bit like with I was saying earlier to Zach, you want to have a room which is well damped. By adding reflective surfaces around it, you will add distortion and you will make it will not sound as good. So providing it's sitting in a fairly open space, on a nice solid surface, or the MRX can also be wall mounted. At home, I have the MRX in my kitchen. I have it mounted on the wall, firing downwards, so it's not in the way. It doesn't get in. It doesn't. The only thing I have is the mains lead, which I've hidden discreetly running up to it. That's the other nice thing about it. As with most of our products, it's just a single lead which runs up to them, and everything else is they're quite very cosmetic friendly, home friendly. People, we found from our hi-fi days that people generally don't like cables. The less cables, the better these days. So yeah, hopefully, does that answer your question?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I've got a lead-in question as my next one.
Right.
What do you recommend as what would be a room size for the MRX? Because we were actually considering the R5s. Or getting the MRX, and so my leading question is what would be the best room size for an MRX, and what's the difference between having a two separate MRX as a left and right channel versus a R5?
Good question. I think so. If you add another MRX, obviously you're going to sort of double the sound pressure level. You're going to add so that would give. I mean, that would you would get a nice stereo effect with two MRX, and that would fill even quite large rooms with sound easily. I think that if it's difficult. It depends on what people expect from a speaker, what volume you listen to. We find that most people, generally, even with our systems, even though they will go up to, I think on the value on the volume dial, they go to about 25, but most people we listen to will probably listen at half volume, 12 or 13 is more that when I'm talking about listening to R5 for instance. I think that the MRX will easily fill most average size rooms. If you've got a big room, then you probably need to look at a bigger system or something like the R5. The R5 or the R7 is designed for larger rooms.
Great.
Perfect. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
It's
Fantastic.
Hopefully.
Fantastic. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us this evening live on our live stream. And so please enjoy your MRX, and maybe you should let us know if you get a separate MRX in the future or an R5.
Yeah, definitely will. No, thank you very much, Alan. We really love the speakers, and we're really enjoying it in this current environment. Thank you for having me.
We must talk more about your cycling. It sounds.
I
bet you're looking. It sounds good. Take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So fantastic. That was the MRX and Matthew, one of our customers who's got an MRX. Now, finally, we have one more product for tonight, and that is none other than the R5. Now, the R5 is a true hidden gem of the whole Ruark lineup. If you want full hi-fi sound, including a subwoofer And we're talking about a Class AB amplifier. So I'm just going to show you the R5 here. Now that's the R5. Then of course the MR1s, the R7, and here this is the R5. And you can see that it's the same signature Ruark, the Ruark cabinet, the custom handcrafted cabinet. You have the walnut veneer finish, and this is just fantastic quality. And then at the same time, the Chimera fabric here, that's fantastic. And the R5 actually has a Class AB amplifier, and that means that even the subwoofer, which is just at the bottom here, that's also Class AB. And if you guys are not familiar with Class AB, shoot it out in the comments. We'll try and get that explained as well. And this is at this price point to get a Class AB amplifier that's powering the drivers and the subwoofer with all the connections that we have on this. You have Spotify, and you have your connections for the Wi-Fi, and also for your auxiliary inputs, as well as a RIAA. So you can actually fit in attach a vinyl player to this, and that's going to work as well. And of course, the bass on this, it's Class AB, so it's extremely smooth, blends excellently well, giving you that signature Ruark sound. And Alan, that's the R5. I'd love to hear from you about the R5 because that's such a good signature product from Ruark.
Yes, we were. I mean, we are very happy with the way the R5 turned out, and I think that the way sales have gone since its introduction last year have been quite quite incredible. In many ways, the R7 here is our flagship product, and that sits at the top of our range. And what we wanted to do was take the good stuff of the R7 and just miniaturize it, make it into a smaller unit that people could more easily fit into their homes. So whereas the R7 unit needs space to sit, it's a piece of furniture. The R5 is far easier to sit it on a sideboard or a shelving system. So yet again, it was that flexibility, and I think that's what people like about it. We have people as well using it underneath their TV. If they have a TV stand, they can put it underneath and use it, plug the TV in the back through the optical. So it means you can use it for your TV sound. So it means it can become the center of your complete home entertainment. So not only audio, but for your video pleasure as well. I think, as you said, it has all the features that the R7 has, all of the digital radio, FM radio, Spotify, Tidal, yes. CD player. With the CD player, CD still sounds great. A lot of people have a good CD collection,
yes.
And when you listen to it, the local source music still sounds probably the best.
Yeah, and even vinyl, you could put in a vinyl player attached to it as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I guess I don't know, in Singapore, in the UK, analog has got a real revival these last few years, sure. And so we have a lot of people using the R5. You can plug a turntable directly into the back by the phono gain stage, yes. So it brings the output for that little cartridge up to line level.
Yes.
It's a nice combination.
What I love about the Ruark product line is that, seriously, if you look at what you have there, if you look at what I have here next to me, there is a product in every category, at various price points, in various usage scenarios. If someone wants to have desktop speakers, you have the MR1s. If someone wants to have a standalone speaker, you could have the MRX, and that could be used in a stereo pair, depending on whether you want to put it horizontally, vertically. You have the R5, and of course, the flagship that you're sitting right next to, the R7 right there. And that always, that just looks so beautiful. It never gets old, eh?
No, I think we've always said. Very much. As a company, we said this last time. We're we make products ourselves. We make products that we ourselves would want to own. We
Wow.
think that's so important. So as much as we, it's lovely to see a product come from a concept in our heads come through to a physical product like this. But each product has a purpose. So, we know from the feedback we get from customer registrations that people may have started off with buying a little R1, the little radio for their bedside table or for their kitchen,
Yes.
and then they've gone and bought an R4 or an i5 for their dining room,
Wow.
and then they've bought a pair of MR1s. So it's what's really nice is that people are starting to collect because they all have a purpose around the home.
Yes.
And that's our that for us is great.
The R7 that you're sitting right next to. I was talking to guys from Ruark, Singapore today, and and guess what I heard? I heard that someone just bought the R7 of the weekend. They just got the product delivered and opened it up, and the first comment, just right out of the box, was just, "This sounds better than the speaker that I had before that was right next to it." And we're talking about a highly rated British audio company speaker. It's crazy.
That's good. Well, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I mean, we get. I mean, I think what we get all the time is that people tell us that, because the products are designed to look beautiful. When people generally get them home, they're even more surprised at how they sound.
Yes.
So they because they're beautiful. But when they switch them on, but that's always been our thing, because at heart we're hi-fi guys.
Yes.
So we couldn't make a product that didn't sound good too. So we realise so at its heart it's always about sound quality, but we want products which people are going to. A lot of hi-fi, I think, a lot of hi-fi has been criticised in the past for being ugly, and if you ever see a design shoot, a home, if you ever go into like a decor magazine, a home interiors magazine, you very seldom see hi-fi products in there, because generally they don't enhance the room.
Well, also, I think a lot of times when people think about hi-fi, they think about getting an amplifier, getting speakers, getting wires, and running them all around. I mean, this here right next to me, that's just one cable, one power cable into the R5, and that's that. And I love how the R7 is great. It's for all it's worth. But what I love is the R5 is not far off.
No. I mean, I think size does matter. I mean, I think that but for most people's room, i5 will do it all. But when you go to the R7, I guess it's just like going to a more powerful car. When you put your foot down, you feel that extra urge, and it gives you size. As I said with producing sound, it's all about moving air. So bigger drive units do give you that sense of ease. I suppose so.
And we just have a comment here on the chat from Harry Cartono that says, "Love Ruark R5 and R7." Thank you, Harry. Phenomenal.
Thank you. Hey, Gary.
Alan, I love speaking with you so much because your passion for sound and for creating products that truly deliver, it's remarkable.
Thank you. Well, as I said, we're not. I guess, we build products for ourselves.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, it's lovely to do something. I think that's one thing with all of us here.
Yes, it's
nice that we all believe in what we do.
Yes.
So it's we're not run by accountants. We're not told. We just it's the problem we have when we're developing a product is we just want to make it the best we can.
Yeah.
So and that's not always easy. Particularly
no,
when
it's
you're building
not. It's
like
not.
An entry level product. You have to be
right.
But yeah, it's.
Hi, Harry Cartono. He's logging in from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Wow.
Wow, we have someone, big fans. He's saying he's a big fan of Ruark. Now, if you have comments, questions, just let's fill that in. We have something special, by the way, Alan. We recently ran a competition on our social media, and as you know, Ruark speakers have been in many Korean dramas, and we put a challenge out to our social media fans. and we said try to spot a Ruark product in a Korean drama, take a photo of it, and send it to us. And we have all the correct entries right here. These are all names of correct entries in this little paper, little jar here. So we're gonna pick out the winner. The winner gets a R1 Bluetooth radio speaker worth 449 Singapore dollars.
Wow.
And we're going to do it the old-fashioned way of picking a name out of the jar.
Am I going to reach in from here? Am I?
I get to reach in today. So let's see. Who do we get? Korean dramas. And you should see, it was quite interesting. They managed to find them. So I'm just moving that around, so we're very fair.
It's quite. I know our guy in Charlie in Korea. Yeah, Ruark products are on TV all the time. It's really.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just moving my hand around. You tell me when to stop, and then I'll stop and pick whatever's on my finger.
Okay, stop.
Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see. Are we ready? The winner of a Ruark R1 radio Bluetooth speaker worth $449 is Lawrence Cheng.
Well done, Lawrence
Cheng, you've got a brand new Ruark speaker coming your way. So congratulations again. We will be in touch with you about delivering your prize to you. So congratulations so much. And you know, if you have questions, like I've said before, if you have questions, feel free to put it in the comments, and we'll get that question directly to Alan. So if you have any questions, the man's in the house. We'll get him to answer these questions. And while the questions are coming in, we're just going to put out our Instagram channels here, so you can follow us at Ruark Audio SG on Instagram, Facebook.com/Ruark Audio Singapore, and ruarkaudio.com.sg. That's the website. So go ahead and like the Instagram page, follow the Facebook page. And just a shout out for myself too. If you want to follow me, that's Daniel Singh DS on Instagram, and my website at danielstudios.com. And Alan, it's been phenomenal having these two sessions.
Yeah, it's opened our eyes as to what we should. I think I think what's good about these sessions, and everywhere, is that the product is one thing, but I think it's also understanding the people behind the products. I think this, when you look back at, even looking back where Apple is today,
yes.
Apple was really created by, Jobs and Ives, really.
Yes.
Those guys had a vision. And and some would say perhaps it's lost some of that what it used to have.
Yeah,
they still make lovely products, but it is it's now a huge company. But
yeah.
But I think it's good that people get to know the people, the people behind the business. It's and I think in this world we need more of that.
By the way, Alan, Lawrence Cheng, who just won the prize, is actually just put a comment on Facebook, and he says, "Amazing, thank you so much. This might be my stepping stone to have a whole house full of Ruark speakers."
I hope so. Let's hope so.
Lawrence,
yes.
Do you have a question for Alan? If anyone has a question, feel free to type that in, and follow us on our Instagram channels, Facebook, Instagram, because whenever we have these live with Ruark sessions, we have contests. That's a great time. I'm sure Lawrence will tell you that it's a great time because he's just walking away with an R1. Actually, I do have the R1 somewhere around the house, the box here. But anyways, it's a beautiful, beautiful speaker. And the sound, I remember it being at the press conference, the press launch, and it was covered with a black cloth, and we were playing music from it. And everyone was thinking like it's coming from bigger speakers, and you lift up the cloth and boom, it's just coming from this small thing. Yeah. And so that's fantastic. And even on that R1, by the way, Class AV amplifier, Astley SE. Oh, there we go. Well, that's the R1. That's $449. That's coming your way, Lawrence. So we hope you enjoy. Now, Harry Cartono has a question for you, Alan.
Yeah.
How long does it take for the Ruark speaker to break in?
Okay. Yeah. Generally, we would always say, even with our hi-fi speakers, 30 to 40 hours of playing before, and that's at a moderate level. During that time, the speakers in particular, it beds in. So the vibration, the movement softens the moving components and gives it that. So first of all, it might sound a little bit hard, but over time you'll find the sound will just smooth out. So with 30 to 40 hours on average, we recommend. And of course, depends on the volume you play as well. But it's yeah.
Right. And 30, 40 hours, what volume should we be listening to?
As I said, obviously if you've got it cranked up and you've got it playing a lot of bass, a bit of dance or hip hop, then obviously that's going to do it.
It's driving it faster.
When we used to run speakers in, we used to shut them away in the den room here and just put a sort of good bit of sort of white noise through them. So it's all frequencies, and that used to leave them running all over the weekend. And by the time you came back on the Monday morning, they were nicely bedded in.
So you warmed up you warm up the speakers with white noise.
Yes, because it's all frequencies. It's
oh, that's interesting.
It gives you wouldn't. It would drive you mad if you did it at home.
Yes, but that's a good tip though. If you can actually lock yourself up, move away for a while, just switch it on for white
drive
noise.
The neighbours mad. just turn it up and drive the neighbours crazy. What is that noise?
And would you say even putting it at maybe half the volume would be good enough?
About half volume. You can also, I think, if you search, you can also find there are some all sorts of crazy tracks out there. You just search running discs, running tracks even on Spotify. I guarantee there'll be somebody that's put some track on there that's got all these funny frequencies running up and down and
I
all
actually,
the
I actually
noises.
found a track where some guy had put all the bass frequencies, and
phenomenal.
We have a question from Astley S.E. Ng, and he says, I saw a video recently, and someone actually used the R7 like a TV console or a sideboard. Is this recommended?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for the R7, we actually produce an AV mount, so you can hang a TV behind it. So you've got everything you need.
Yeah.
All you need is the right TV. It will take quite a heavy TV. It's very strong, and it has a little adjustable table below, so you can put if you have a Blu-ray player or you have a Sky box or something. To mount it, but absolutely. I mean,
would you actually be able to use it even as a TV console? Put a TV right on the R7.
Yeah, if you wanted to. I mean, we designed the TV mount because it means it leaves the top completely clear. And
right.
You can swivel it as well, so it allows the TV to be swiveled.
Yes.
But then, I mean, yet again, it makes the R7 into a complete, very stylish sort of AV system.
Right.
So you've got everything. And I think that the trouble with most TVs is that the sound on their own is very poor.
Yeah.
But, by putting using an R7 or, as I said earlier, a pair of MR1s either side.
Yeah.
I think that sound bars we know are very popular, but our experience with sound bars is that they're not really great for music. They're good for TV and for films and things like that, but you listen to music for them and they don't sound that great.
Right.
So
Michelle Yu has a question. What new products or ideas would Ruark have lined up in the coming future, or will we have to wait in suspense?
You would have to. If I told you, I'd have to kill you all. No, it would be no. It's I think it's because more of what we do. Just our aim is, we have a style, we have a mission. So I think that what any changes we do, they're always like an evolution. So so we like the fact we have from the R1 to the R7, we have a look that people can identify with. So straight away it's our product.
Right.
So it's keeping a very close eye on what's going on in the technology world. I think we've said we are steering clear of voice, building voice in,
Right.
because we feel that's a technology that's going to change very quickly. But that's not to say that in the future we may not make it so you can control from a voice. You could say,
Wow.
hey Google,
Right.
play some stuff on my R7 in the but the main thing is we like to make products which are going to last. We
Yes.
believe when people buy our products,
Yeah.
they're going to use them for many years.
Yeah.
So
And I think
that's
I think it's gonna be the answer to that, I guess, would be wait in suspense, but these guys will come back with so much
it is just evolution and trying.
Yes.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Lin Liu, you're asking a question about Malaysia. When will these beauties be available in Malaysia? And I can tell you that the answer to that is shortly, actually. Shortly. So if you want to follow Ruark Audio Malaysia, and they've just they have a Facebook and an Instagram. So follow Ruark Audio Malaysia, Facebook and Instagram, and the details will be out. But the answer to that, when will they be available in Malaysia? Shortly. And let's see who else is here. Lawrence. Should the speakers be against walls? How much space around it should the speakers need for sound to travel or resonate well?
I think the debate of how near a speaker should be to a wall is down to your, it depends on the acoustics of the room, as
Yes.
you said before,
Yeah.
and how you like this. Putting the speaker nearer to the wall couples the speaker to the wall. So you increase, nearer it is to the rear wall, the more bass you will get.
Yes.
But at the same time, you put it too near, and in some rooms it might appear you're getting too much bass. So
Right.
you can fine tune it by moving the speaker towards the wall, away from the wall. So it's down to your personal taste, really.
I love that. And also, not just about the placement of it, but even on the speakers, you could fine tune the bass and the treble, depending on the room that you're in. But in general, I will say, having tried these products, having used these products, they really sound great, even right out of the box. 40 hours later, they sound amazing. But that doesn't mean to say they don't sound great right out of the box. Now, if you have any more, any more questions, please continue on your comments. We have a little bit more time, and then we're going to call it a night. But if there are any last few questions, just feel free to type it in. But yeah, Alan, you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying.
so talking about it sounds great out of the box.
Daniel, you're right. Coming, straight. With the way we deliver them, the way we spend a long time
Yes.
in getting these speakers listening and and fine tuning to get them to how we think they should sound. So generally, straight out the box, they should sound pretty good. They will only get better.
Right.
Over time. Of course, with products like the R5 and the R7, you do to a certain extent, you have some treble and bass adjustment and subwoofer adjustment, so you can adjust them. Adjust the treble and bass. So there's a little bit of customization there, but we only allow a subtle area. So it's just fine tuning. So you have elements of fine tuning that you can do when you get them home.
Right. Okay, perfect. Well, my goodness, we've gone through so much today.
I think so.
We've gone through so much today. The MR1s again. So in summary, my goodness, the MR1s, great speakers, desktop speakers. What hi-fi? 3 years in a row, consecutive 3 years in a row. They're great for use with a laptop, with a desktop, and just, even if you want to have it on the shelf, we have the MRX. and those are great. Like you have them in the kitchen, and it's an extension as well for if you have an R5 or an R7. The R7, of course, the flagship product, and right below the R7 you have the R5. So for someone who may think that the R7 may not fit in, maybe just due to size, the R5 fits right in. The great products. And big question from people might be, how do I get these products? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, you can buy these products from Chris Shop, from Hachi.tech, and we've also just launched on Lazada. And so you can hit up Lazada as well as please remember to follow Ruark Audio Singapore Instagram, Ruark Audio Singapore Facebook. And Alan, my goodness, we've run a full hour.
We have.
Run a full hour.
Well, I'm just tired for my lunch now. I'm starting to feel hungry.
It's time for my dinner. It's
Yeah,
9.
lunch dinner for you guys.
It's 9 o'clock here, so right after this, I go right into dinner.
Yes. Yeah, enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Again,
Okay.
I'd like to say a huge thank you for being on with us. Thank you for your time, sir. It's always great talking with you. Like I've said before, your passion, your enthusiasm, your appreciation for putting out products that are not just put out just for the sake of putting something out, but products that you yourself would use in your own home, and you do use in your own home. I think that really takes it.
Yeah,
So thank you all. For all our viewers,
and thanks to Zach and Matthew as well.
Yes. Huge thanks to Zach and Matthew, who have brought us into your homes literally with the photos to show us how you've used your MR1s and MRX. So once again, to buy these products, Chris Shop, Hachi.tech, and our latest launch on Lazada. Please feel free to check them all out because there are various different promotions that might go on. And so that's a great way to grab your Ruark Audio products. Again, on behalf of Ruark Audio, thank you so much for staying with us, for just joining us for a chat. We look forward to doing more. Thank you so much, Alan. And for tonight, this is Daniel signing off.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.